Did y'all hear that? You heard that right. Welcome to Neftara Grace. Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new, welcome in. You guys, my friend got me this really great crown. I have a festival coming up this weekend. You like? Yeah, just call me Princess Starshine. They were generous. I got a light up skirt and wings to go with it, so I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty stoked. All right, so listen, y'all. You know, I gotta sage it out first. Shout out to my friend, the original master, here on YouTube. If you do not listen, if you do not follow the original master, you need to be. The readings are so lit over there. I love, as a tarot reader, I do not listen to a bunch of other tarot readers, but I do have, I think there's like 3 tarot readers that I will not miss their readings. I just will not miss their readings. And the original master is one of them. Okay. So tap in, go check them out and enjoy. Enjoy. All right. So y'all, I think I'm going to do something new over here. Not all the time. Okay. You know, there's a reason it's called Neftara Grace and not tarot anything, because a lot is going to come out on this channel. But one of the things I think I'm going to do is tea with Neff. Speaking of, let me get my tea. Tea with Neff, you know, where I just expose people. You know, I'm excited about this. So anyway, along those lines, I'm going to expose somebody today. I know y'all waiting like, where is it? Somebody getting exposed. Don't worry, it's time. I have to sit and wait for the divine to tell me everything about the person and situation before I just spill it, okay? And my intention with spilling the tea in these different situations is that, so one, you can listen for yourself and do shadow work. Like, don't, like, check yourself. Don't you get caught slipping like the people I'm gonna spill tea on, okay? 2, because for some of these people, that's a part of their spiritual judgment, is to be exposed publicly, okay? That's why a lot of times tarot readers will spill tea. It's not because that's what we want to read. It's because the divine is like, no, their business needs to be spilled because it's time, okay? So this is going to be one of those readings. I may use cards, I may not. But regardless, I rung the sound bowl, I saged. I'm going to call on the ancestors and the angels to be in this conversation with us. And I'm going to start by sharing what I'm teaching my kids right now. Because remember, I'm also supposed to be teaching y'all what I'm teaching. Oh no, it crashed. Y'all, my tripod's broke. Y'all remember that kerfuffle? So now we're doing something different. But anyway, Holy Spirit, archangels, ancestors, spirit guides, legions of light, those who walk with me every day, thank you for protecting me as I channel messages for this tribe, for showing me what I need to see and tell me what I need to know, so I can support the tribe as we live, learn, thrive, and grow. As above, so below, and so it is, because it is so. All right, we're gonna start with major arcana themes, and I'm just gonna bust out the lesson right now. So right now, what I'm working with my kids on is righteousness. You know, I grew up religious in the South, and so that's a word that may be triggering for some of you, but we're gonna reclaim that word today, because righteousness is not about being perfect. It's not about not sinning. It's not about being better than the next person. Righteousness is quite simply and profoundly being in right alignment with your path. That's what righteousness is. So that's why the Bible says stuff like a way may seem righteous to a man, but in the end it leads to death. And that, like, you got to read stuff like that and be like, well, if it's about being perfect or not sinning, how could that's how you know that's not what it's about. It's about being in right alignment with your path. So you might be someone looking at somebody else who's making it and think righteousness is to follow their way because they're of spirit or they're of God. No, that path will lead to death for you. It's not your path. Your path is one that was instilled in you at birth from the Creator, okay? So you're not going to be able to look at somebody else and figure out what your path is. I remember when I asked Spirit about my path, and this was years ago. I was literally, no exaggeration, on my knees, face on the floor in prayer, like for real, if you know about them days. And I was like, but what and who and how? And Spirit showed me my path. And I was like, what is that? I've never seen anybody doing that. I don't know anybody who does that. Spirit's response, just because you haven't seen it done doesn't mean it's not to be done. Okay. So I said this. Now, this is over 20 something years ago. I said this. But who am I supposed to follow as an example? those words came out of my mouth. And many of you may think that way. You may be thinking, God, I want to fulfill my purpose. I want to follow my path. I want to be in alignment with my path and F, but I don't know who to follow. I don't know who the example is. Let me tell you something. 25 years later, the only one that I follow is the Most High. That's the only example that I have for my path. There is no other example. There's no human person who does what I do the way that I do it that I can follow after them. It's not there for me. Okay. It's not there for me. Okay. So I want to start you off with that. Righteousness is being in right alignment with your path. Your path is instilled in your soul the moment you're incarnated, and it comes from the Most High. It comes from Source. It comes from Creator. There isn't another person you can follow behind. You can have mentors. You can have coaches. I'm a mentor. I'm a coach. You can have people in your life that are wise that you can like tap on the shoulder and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. Can you support me as I sort this out? Yes. And they're meant to be a support for you. They're meant to even walk side by side with you on parallel paths. There are people who are called to be shoulder to shoulder with you in the trenches of spiritual warfare. But your path is still your own. Okay? Let's get a theme out here. The Tower. Baby, I can't make it up. Let's go. So I consider myself a cosmic gardener. Okay, that's what I call myself. The Most High has a bunch of different names for me because I don't level it up a bunch of times. The shadow world has a name for me. That's where the shadow queen comes from. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what I call myself. Okay, what I call myself is a cosmic gardener. That's because I come from the stars, obviously. And I love to garden here and there. I've seeded many planets, many realms. This is just one of them. Okay, I'm multidimensional. I know who I am and I know where the fuck I be. All right. And if you don't, I suggest you get on point with your own path and figure that out for yourself. But regardless, I'm a cosmic gardener. That's who I know myself to be. And I know other cosmic gardeners. I've met other seeds here. And some people are star seeds, right? You heard of that? And some of us are the beings that seeded the star seeds here. That's me. I'm a gardener. That's why some of y'all meet me in the streets. You're like, oh my God, I know you. Uh-huh. Yeah. We old friends. We old friends. It's cool. It's fine. I know things and I see things. And the story I'm going to tell you today is a tower. Now, it's not just a tower for the person that I'm sharing about. Because please understand, even though I'm going to share about the going-ons between people, I'm literally talking about principalities. Remember, you're not dealing with flesh and blood, but rulers of darkness, wickedness, principalities, shit that you can't see. It's a tower for that right there. Okay? So I met somebody. I'm a cosmic gardener. The moon. I'm telling you, what's hidden is about to come to light. That's what this is. Exposure. Heavy sun energy with the tower and the moon out here. Okay. Yeah, can y'all see it's lit up? Hold on, y'all gotta get the full effect because y'all might not be ready for this. Boom. Okay, that's what we're doing out here. Wait. So anyway, I met this person in a garden. They were great. We talked about herbs. It was awesome. Y'all know I have an apothecary. I'm an apothecary. I'm a shaman. I'm a medicine woman. This is my jam. So we talked about herbs. It was awesome. It was great. And I said, well, let's exchange. I want to buy some herbs from you. Let's do this thing. So we did a thing. I bought some herbs. Great. The quality was there. It was wonderful. Okay. Over time, I actually created a friendship, or so I thought, with this person. I know, spoiler alert, or so I thought. Anyway, as time went on, this person introduced me to some of their other friends. Y'all know how that go, right? You meet somebody cool, and they're like, well, you're cool. Let me introduce you to some more cool people. It's going to be cool. So that's what happened. So I got introduced to some more cool people that were cool. Turns out they were cool. They really were. But one of them pulled me to the side and said, can I share something with you? I'm like, yeah, boo, girl, go ahead. They're like, you and such talk about herbs and everything, but they learned all that from me. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, like everything they know, they learned from me. I taught them everything they know. And I was like, okay. That's cool. Now listen carefully, y'all. I heard that and I put it in my pocket because I've heard a lot of things. I am a walking spiritual judge, okay? And we're going to talk about that in a moment too, okay? So I heard a bunch of things before and I'm like, okay, I hear it. I hear you. You taught them everything they know. They said, yeah. Now, by the way, that's why they only know this much, because I only taught them this much. But you're going to come to my place and you're going to see that I know all of this. I said, okay, I take you up on that. Well, sure enough, I went to their place and guess what? They know a lot of shit. They know a lot of shit. Not just a little bit that the other person over here that I originally met. You know, I got to keep up with this, okay? So I said, well, damn. I mean, the evidence, the receipts is right there. The proof is in the pudding, right? Like I literally sampled all the stuff this person makes. It was all good. It was all real. I'm very clear. I saw their library. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw the truth. Okay. Put that in my pocket. I did not go back to the first person and front them out. That's not my job, is it? No. But I do now know that this person that I originally met in the garden has very limited knowledge of something that they are holding themselves to be an expert in. I now understand that, okay? I keep it going. You know, just for the sake of, y'all know what I'm saying? Y'all know I be doing shit for the plot. Y'all already know I do shit for the plot. Anyway, magic prayers out here, okay? So, some time passes. And I'm talking to the person that I met in the garden. And I'm talking about my own experiences as a shaman. This person says to me, oh, you know, I'm a shaman too. Now, y'all, I said, hold on. That's not something that you can just claim. You can't just claim that you're a shaman and then be one. By the way, this is why I have my spiritual mentorship program kicking off March 21st. It's just, we close, because there are some of you who are actually called to the shamanic path. I'm here as your guide, okay? I'm here to literally show you where the pitfalls are so you don't do that, and help you understand your unique path in the shamanic realm. That program starts March 21st. Jump on my website, description box below, okay? That's for some of you. Some of you, okay? This person says, I'm a shaman. I said, no, baby. No. That's not something that you can copy. You cannot copy that one. Now, look, their friend who really is the herbalist had said, you got to watch out. You know, I love this person, but they will try to copy everything you do. Again, I was like, yeah, okay. Because, okay, child. So now they saying they're a shaman. Well, what I said was going to happen, happened. They said that, and the universe put them in a situation to prove their shamanic gifts. Nothing happened. They didn't have none. They didn't have none. So they put themselves into a spiritual battle that they lost. It was an epic fail. Okay. Now, the person then comes back, tail between their legs, and says, that was dangerous. I said, it was very dangerous. It was very foolish of you to speak words about yourself that are not true and then run out to try to prove that they are true. Do I remember that lie? I just dropped a reading yesterday and I put it, it's like the person who tells a lie. and then runs out to take a committed action to prove that the lie is true, that's mental illness. It's a lie. So you're not going to be able to prove that it's true. Baby, what, huh? You're not going to be able to prove that it's true because it's a lie. That's not how that, it doesn't work that way, okay? So, a little bit about being a spiritual judge. A little bit about being a spiritual judge. We talk about passing through the eye of a needle. We talk about walking a straight and narrow path. Listen, as a spiritual judge, it is literally my job to show up wherever the Most High tells me to show up. I'm looking at coming to life and balancing act right here, both giving me the number 11. I literally just show up wherever I'm supposed to show up. What happens is the souls that are requiring judgment, once I get to that space, they come to me. I'm the judge. I don't got to go seek people out doing my shit. I ain't got to look for it. It's going to come to me. Okay? So let me break down the workings behind the little story I just told you. Because I just told you a little story. Now we're going to break it down so you understand. Two women had been friends for a while. One of them is a master herbalist. The other one is not. The master herbalist chose to teach their friend a little bit of something to help them out personally because they're a good friend. The woman who received the instruction, we're gonna break this apart separately, chose to, instead of receiving the instruction and using it for themselves, chose to then turn around, take the instruction, and bandy it about as if they were going to teach other people something that they themselves had mastered. Now, this worked. This worked so well that for years, the woman who was receiving instruction would sit with the master herbalist, just, like friends do, receive instruction, have conversations, and then turn around and go pass off this information and knowledge like it was her own. This worked because this woman was very careful not to behave this way in front of her friend. See, her friend had other things to do. When you are somebody who's up to something, when you understand what your purpose and calling is, you really stay in your lane. You do. You stay in your lane. So the woman who's the master herbalist was staying in her lane. She has other things to do in her life. She's, got this going on. She's got that going on. So she hangs out with her friends. They chit chat. They talk. They they kiki. They hem and haw, whatever. They go their separate ways. The master herbalist isn't thinking about any of that anymore. She's on to the next thing she has to do. It's the copycat who's now sitting there going, now, how can I turn this into money for me? How can I make this benefit me? How can I have this work out for me? So she's taking literally something that is personal between her and another person to put on the market. Now, y'all are saying, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, technically, there's not. But what's your intention behind it? Okay. So this woman's intention was to hold herself up to be a master herbalist, but she got two. Okay. Now, at some point, the master herbalist realized this and cut the woman off, cut her friend off. Now, she was still hanging out with her as a friend, but she didn't teach her no more about herbs because she could begin to see what was happening. She could begin to see that this is someone who is now trying to show up in spaces like they were the expert, like they had these answers, okay? Now, this went on long enough that when the divine inserted me into this particular community, this copycat was drawn to my light like a moth to a flame. You guys, that's how it works. That's how it works, by the way. You ever wonder, how does God judge people? Well, God sends a spiritual judge into their midst, and they are attracted to the judge. But wait, it gets better. So, because the copycat had been doing this so long with her friend, the copycat thought, I can do this with Neftara. I'll just sit with Neftara, receive all these instructions, and then I'll just go to the next place where Neftara isn't, and I'll repeat those words like I'm her. So that's what happened. That's what happened. Y'all, please understand, I'm telling you one story out of many. I have archives of stories like this. But like I said yesterday, it's gotten to the point where people have lost their mind. I don't even know if they had it, and they started coming for me. So now you come for me, I'm spilling your tea. So this person's tea is being spilled because they came for me. That's what you need to know about why they came for me. So for a couple months here and there, they were repeating my words to people in spaces that I was not in, making themselves sound very powerful, making themselves sound very authoritative, almost as if they had access to realms of knowledge that they did not have access to. Okay. Until finally they sat in my face and had the unmitigated gall to call themselves a shaman to my face. At which point I said, no, 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 no. That's not something you can just say. There, you guys, I don't know if you know this, but there's some things you cannot just say. The universe will hold you to account. You do not go around calling yourself something you are not. You don't do that. You don't do that. Okay? So, once again, this person sought to be something they were not. When they approached me in the garden originally, y'all gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. They were wearing the energy and the mask of their master herbalist friend. Can you get what I'm saying? Because they had sat in their friend's energy long enough, they were both receiving instructions in the 3D, but siphoning energy from their friend in the astral realm. So they were effectively stealing their friend's essence and then wearing their friend's essence as a mask. This is modern day destiny swapping. I'm going to do a whole video on this because there's destiny swapping from the ancient times, which I know all about that shit. We can't, look, thanks to that shit, all that can be done is this modern shit, okay? Because destiny swapping used to be a thing. It used to be a thing, okay? It used to be real. That shit got shut down. So now what we have in modern times are people who will sit close to you. And by the way, this is what I'm teaching my kids. People who sit next to you, it ain't about how much money you have, it's who you are. It's your essence. It's the knowledge that you carry, okay? They will come sit next to you to gain that knowledge and then go sell it like it's theirs. That's theft by taking. That's theft by conversion. The fuck? Come on now. So when this person met me in the garden, they were wearing the essence of their friend. Now, if you're not me and you met this person, you would say, oh, that's something about that person is fake. That person is fake. And you would be right. What you would be sensing, okay, is their aura isn't matching the face. Can you get that? It's glamour. It's glamour magic. So this person is using glamour magic to appear in a way that they are not really. They're not really this person. Now, in the meantime, don't forget, the friend has cut them off. Of Purith out here for divination and luck. Of Anzus for God and the ancestors. Now Thieves for necessity or shadow. And Iwas for magic. Okay. In the meantime, their friend cut them off, isn't giving them any more instructions. And after a certain time, I watched their friend stop hanging out with them. Stopped hanging out with them. So now their original source of energy has cut them off. And then they were moved out of my space. Now, something you're going to notice about people who are energy vampires, people who are into destiny swapping, people who are into this type of stuff, when they lose access to their energy source, they lose access to their mental stability. They lose access to their emotional stability. Now, this person, and let me tell y'all, see, here, one of my friends said I need to do videos for y'all on like how the spiritual world operates, and I do, because I know you don't. I know the average person does not know how the realm works, so I do, and I will put some videos out. But the truth is a double-edged sword. So sometimes it's not, ignorance is bliss. That's what I'm gonna say. But in the meantime, just know this. Like I'm telling my kids, there are people who will come sit next to you, not because they like you, not because they want your money, but because they want what you know. They want the essence of your soul. They want to wear it like it's their soul. Okay? Because they themselves have a fragmented soul. In the case of the copycat, this is somebody who needs a soul retrieval session. Okay? As a shaman, we deal in soul retrievals. This person's soul has been splintered and fragmented across time, dimension, space, and reality. They literally are having the internal experience that they do not know themselves. You can call it multiple personality disorder. You can call it borderline personality disorder. You can call it narcissistic personality disorder. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Degree in psychology. I don't give a fuck what you call it. I don't care what DSM calls it. It is a demonic influence, and it comes from having a fragmented soul. Let's talk about that. How do you keep yourself away from people like this? Well, if you're not a spiritual judge like me, all you got to do is keep your frequency up. It's actually my job to attract these motherfuckers and send them on their way. Okay, that's literally what I do. One of the many things I do. But if you're not a spiritual judge like myself, what there is for you to do is keep your vibration so high that they can't actually be in your presence. I was talking to another lovely about this, Six of Swords. Literally, keeping your vibration so high that you maintain peace and calm energy. Okay. So I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. She's like, Neff, well, how do I keep this type of people out of my life? Like, I'm tired of dealing with narcissists. I'm tired of dealing with this. Okay. If you consider that what we're talking about is demonic influences, the principalities, the rulers of wickedness and darkness that cannot be seen, but only with this eye, right? Then you understand that we're talking about frequencies. And the higher your frequency, the less likely you are to attract one of these entities. These entities can only go where they're welcome and where there's a resonant frequency. Okay? I'm the Shadow Queen. I hold all frequencies in one place. That's why some people get around me and they lose their shit. That allows me to attract all of these energies to me so that I can do what the Most High wills with them. But I myself am impenetrable. Okay, so in other words, a low vibrational entity gets around me and then they get mad because they can't consume me. They can't feed off of me. They can't copy my energy. They can't siphon my light, but they're still magnetized to me. So it's very upsetting for them. I'm very upsetting. I'm very upsetting for these people, right? Because they don't want that. They want to be attracted to someone that they can then take from. It's a pain in their butt to be attracted to me and they can't take anything from me. That's like, it messes up their whole everything, all right? But for yourself, you want to raise your vibration as high as you possibly can through what you're eating, through what you're watching, through what you're listening, even through what you're wearing, but definitely through your thoughts. How you're thinking, how you're speaking to yourself matters. On a daily basis, it matters. Beyond that, do not become a welcoming space. Don't let your home become a welcoming space. Don't let anything about your life become a welcoming space for something that's low vibrational. You are letting the consciousness of the world, like of the universe, of the realm, know by how you maintain your own energetic space. If you're someone who's clean and high vibrational, that's what you're going to attract to you. If you have poor hygiene habits, if you don't keep a clean home, if you have dirty thoughts, and dirty thoughts for me is like you don't love yourself. You're like a magnet to low vibe energy, okay? As I was telling the lady yesterday, one of the best defenses you have against this type of low vibe foolishness is loving yourself. These demons cannot stand when you love yourself. They don't like that. They do not like it. That's when they will, you want to see a demon throw a fit, love yourself in front of a demon. Watch what happens. Three of Cups. Watch what happens if you love yourself in front of a demon. Boy, they're going to blame you. They're going to gaslight, make themselves a victim, anything to get you to stop loving yourself in front of them. Don't do it. Whatever you do, don't do it. I got a King of Wands. So look, a little story time with Neff there. Here's what I want you to take away from it. You walk around saying all the time that you want to live a certain kind of life. that you want to live a life of peace, that you want to be blessed, that you want to experience miracles. We say these things, especially in the spiritual community. This is what I want. We have affirmations, we have mantras, we have mudras. I love a mudra. The key is loving yourself. See, when you love yourself, you will cultivate the discernment that will have you choose your every aspect of your life with care. Does that make sense? Y'all get what I'm saying? When you love yourself, this is what I told a lady yesterday, because she and I are both moms, okay? So I said, you know how you love your kid and you would do anything for your child? And you be out in public with your kid and you see somebody creepy or their energy is not right or something's janky, you're real quick to get in between them and your child or yank your child out of the way of something, right? Like your love for your child is so all-consuming that it has your discernment. You're like a hawk out there waiting for somebody to mess with your kid, you know? The opportunity to be about ourselves like that is what is key here. To treat yourself like you are your child. I am talking about reparenting yourself. I am talking about shadow work. Yes, I am. Y'all should know this by now. That's what we're going to do over here. But to love yourself like you are a child and you are the parent. To yank yourself out of harm's way. To cut yourself off from situations that are going to do you harm. There's parties you wouldn't go to, people you wouldn't sleep with. If you look at your life, there's a whole bunch of stuff you've done that you would not have done if you were loving yourself like you love your kid. If you have a kid. If you don't have a kid, I don't know what you got. You got a niece, you got a nephew, you got a grandpa, you got something. You got something. Cat, dog, turtle, you got something you love. Queen of Swords. So look, moral of the story. There are people who want to Three of Cups with you. There are people who want to live a peaceful life. And they might see that you live in a peaceful life. They might want to come over there where you are. Please know, sometimes it's about not what you have, money-wise. Let me talk about this for a moment. The number of people out here who are concerned about gold diggers, like, please, let's put this to rest. Let's put this to rest. First, you have to have gold. And many of you don't. Okay. Secondly, people who have gold aren't concerned about gold diggers. They're not. I'm telling you, they're not. For some reason, it's only people who don't have shit that are worried about somebody taking shit from them. Let me say that again. In my experience, it is the people who don't have shit that are concerned about someone coming and taking shit from them. And what's wild is these same people, their obsession with not being taken advantage of has them become the very person who's walking around taking advantage of other people. Make it make sense. I don't know either how that works. Anyway, let's do this. The Hierophant. Oh my goodness. With the Seven of Swords. Oh Lord. So somebody's been lying about something. But it's weird because like somebody wants to make something official, but they've been lying about it. Page of Cups. That's weird. Now, why are people so weird? I'm not even going to say it. But that's what this energy is. Six of Swords, Three of Cups, King of Wands, Queen of Swords, the Hierophant, Seven of Swords, the Page of Cups. This is somebody who sees what they like what they see, but more importantly, this is somebody who likes how they feel when they're around you. Okay? Whether you're the King of Wands or the Queen of Swords, it doesn't matter. There is somebody in your energy that likes how they feel when they're around you. They would like to have it be a permanent thing. They want to feel this way all the time. Wouldn't you, though? I would. Shit. She. My dad would say she. Oh, my God. I love you, Dad. But they haven't been honest about this. I don't like the way that's slipping out. But it's coming out anyway. What's that? Eight of Wands. I guess that's what's coming up. But I guess you're about to hear something about it soon. I feel like it's not TikTok, but I do feel like time is of the essence. I actually feel like in some regards time has ran out. But let's see. What's this about? Why has this person not been truthful about their feelings? Nine of Wands and Ace of Cups. Well, they've been through a lot. I hear that. It's almost like they've been through a lot and it's taken them a lot to... I feel this hardcore. I've been here. It's like this person has been through a lot in the past, and they feel like it's taken them so much to get to the place of peace where they are now. They're very cautious to, in their mind, throw away that peace and take a chance in a relationship. But if they were thinking, they wouldn't think this, and here's why. But I will say this, we all go through this. It's not a test. It's just kind of how we are. I was sharing this with a lady yesterday. When we don't take the time to heal after any type of situation that was traumatic or hurtful, we do take that energy with us into the next relationship. Okay. So this person has a very valid concern based on what they've dealt with in the past. They don't want to walk it. They don't want a future like the past they had. Okay. Let's chop this up, because it is possible to repeat. We call that a karmic loop. It's when you don't learn your lesson and you repeat it until you learn it. But there's also the reality of when you learn your lesson, you're free from that lesson. So you won't repeat the lesson. And here's what's wild, even if you meet somebody who has some of the same characteristics of the person you left behind, it's still going to be a completely different experience because you've learned the lesson. So it's not to say that the new person is perfect. It's not to say that you learning your lesson, you're perfect. What it is saying, though, is that because you learned your lesson, the moment you see a pink flag, fuck a red one, the moment it's pink, you say something. You take a committed action to balance the energy out. See, that's what was missing before. We want to get caught up in, Lord have mercy, we want to get caught up in, this was a bad relationship because the other person was a jerk. No, no, no. In every relationship, there's two assholes, and you were one of them, okay? You just want to get that. You just want to get that, because when you can get, one, relationships are two-way streets, and two, you're not dealing with flesh and blood, but a spirit world that you can't see, that changes the game right there. Then you get busy about raising your frequency, raising your vibration, maintaining a standard for yourself energetically that a low vibing asshole can't get through. See what I'm saying? That's how that works. Somebody said easier said than done. Not really. This is actually one of the easier things to do in life. Now, the challenge is we live in the matrix. We live in a world that celebrates low vibrational energy. So if you are not a low vibrational person and you're not choosing to be with a low vibrational person, you will be judged by your peers. Okay, you will be. I am a woman who has so many times in her life been passed over, looked over, rejected by men because I'm not a low vibrational. I'm not, and I won't be. And I've actually met men who are like, hey, it would be so much better if you dressed a little sluttier. I've actually had those words spoken to me. I'm not kidding. I wish I were, because they should be embarrassed, but they were not. And I was like, yeah, no. Oh, you have such a great body. You should show it off more. No. I've actually met men who their feelings was hurt because I wouldn't change how I dress to suit them. First of all, my style is impeccable. You should know. If you see me on the street, my street fashion is fire. You should just know that, okay? My evening attire is fire. When I have to conduct business, my business attire is hot, okay? But what I'm not going to do is show my body parts for the world. That's just not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing. I've had people tell me, I know a shaman on Instagram, and she was in her bathing suit and she got a bunch of views and follows. I bet if you put on a bathing suit, first of all, I'm a shaman. Why would I be on my Instagram in a bathing suit? What the fuck? Respectfully to the shamans out there who are in their bathing suits. I'm not one of them. Anyway, what we say righteousness was being aligned, being in right alignment with your path. So maybe for that shaman over there showing her tip, maybe that's what her path is. It's not my path. Okay, that's not my path. It's not Princess Starshine's path to tell you shit, right? So, but for this whoever you are, King of Wands, Queen of Swords, whoever you are, babes, you don't have to worry about the new love being like the old love. Nothing in this cards is saying that. The only, I'm going to say, negative energy in these cards is you lying to yourself about what it is you want. That's it. 7 of Wands. Standing on business. I love it. 7 of Wands touching the Hierophant and the 7 of Swords. Yeah. This is caused some type of stagnation though. Where you are. Whoever you are. Whoever you are, you not being honest about your feelings for this other person has caused stagnation in your life, not theirs. Is this the 2 of Wands? Telling you. Now, you, 7 of Wands, 2 of Wands, you may now, you really are now standing on business. I got that. But I don't know. It's almost like you're going to have to, what's that? Balancing act, coming to life, and magic prayer. 5, 2, and 11, a 6. What is that? You going, yeah, there's some shadow work got to be done about this. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So you've mastered something. Okay. Ooh, sorry about that. Yeah. What is this song? It's another Alina Baraz song. Y'all, somebody's in love and they just are not being straight. They haven't been straight about it. One of y'all watching this video is in love and you're not being straight about it with yourself. You're not being straight about it with the other person. This Queen of Swords is telling me that the other person knows. But it's like, they're not throwing you a life raft. They're not. They really aren't. They're like, I don't know. But they're not, let's spread this out. They're not coming to your rescue. Magic prayer. But you got something. I'm telling you, somebody wants forever, but they haven't said it. What about this? This is wild. What about this? 5 of Swords. So there's some controversy over what somebody does for work. No, there's something about, okay, there's something, It's like it's like what you two do for work isn't, it's not like, y'all, my biological father has passed away, but when he was alive, he started off, you guys have heard me talk about him before. He started off as a freedom fighter. He was in Selma. He was young, you know, he was a young buck, but he was there. He was running and getting coffee from Marcus Garvey and all of them, right? Like, mind blown who my dad was as a young person, And by the time he had me, by the time, you know, I came along, he was working as an engineer. And, but it's the 80s, you know, and he had a kid. And so, by the time I was 6 years old, he left being an engineer and he was a full-time heroin dealer. It was the 80s. It was Atlanta, you know. So he had a few career changes. He went from being an activist to an engineer to you know, we call him street pharmacist, you know what I'm saying? Um, but he never stopped being an activist. I will say that as I got older and he stopped running drugs. Um, and he did federal time. Like my dad did his thing. Okay. But he never stopped being an activist. Every time I was around my dad, he was always teaching me the game. Like he was always sharpening my mind. He was always helping me to distinguish reality from the matrix. That's who my dad was. When my mom and my dad split up, she actually married a cop. And my joke, that's my mom's story, not mine. My mom's story, not mine, not mine. That's not my story, not my story. That's her shit. That's her shadow work. But that's the feeling I'm getting. It's something about what you and this other person does for work. It's not the same thing. But it's not the same thing. Like it's a Five of Swords situation. There's a difference here that could cause conflict. It's a conflict. You know what they call it? A conflict of interest. Yeah, it's something like that. It's something like that. It's something like that. What else? Two of Swords. Okay. So I guess that's what's been the holdup. I guess that's why you've been like, look at the moon over her head. I guess that's why you've been holding back. I guess that's why you've been like not wanting to say that you love this person, because I don't know though, because I'm the what I'm tapping into is real and it's deep. I don't know how you're doing this. I don't know how you're doing this. Yeah, people be funny though. You know, whatever. But it is. It's like, I don't know. But y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not like one of you is a cop and one of you is a robber. It's not like one of you is a cop and one of you is a drug dealer. But somebody does something for work that is not traditional and it is controversial. That's what that is. What else? Page of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Cups. Well, that's unlucky. That's unlucky. So you're afraid of missing out, or you're afraid you already missed out? Trying to decide, being indecisive. So this is interesting because what I'm picking up on is okay, because there's, y'all know I'm all the places. So there's the energy of, well, nobody has to know what my person does for a living. But at the same time, I don't feel like this is something that you could hide, or this person would be willing to hide what they do for a living. So now I feel, if I said, I feel like maybe time already did run out or something. And that seems like what's here is this feeling of missing out on an opportunity. But I'm hearing the opportunity of a lifetime. What else is this? Good Lord, what are we doing? Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So this is supposed to be a blessing, or a blessing is coming that you don't see. What's up with it? Six of Wands. Yeah, see, ain't nobody trying to hide shit out here. Lord. Tower of the Moon. I said this whole reading is about to be, we just going to expose some stuff. So we already went over tea time with Neff. I hope you learned something from that. How to keep your vibration high. And watch out for these motherfuckers out here trying to copy your energy. It's a modern day destiny swap, and it's lame as hell. Now, let me finish by saying, if you find yourself in that situation already, you're like, damn, I got some snakes in my grass. Shit. Go ahead and call all your energy back. They're gonna freak out on you. That's okay. Just cut them off. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Once somebody shows you their colors, baby, it ain't Oz. This is not the Wizard of Oz. Them colors ain't not gonna change in 15 minutes, okay? No. They show you that they green, they green. Eight of Swords. Okay, so this is this 6 of Wands, Eight of Swords. This it's being exposed now, and that's what it is. Because the conflict, whoever I'm talking to about this love thing, the conflict that you think is there, it's not really there. It's an illusion. There isn't really a conflict. But you are not going to know that. Come right on top of this Eight of Wands. Damn, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Swords riding together. You're not going to know this until you have a conversation. Part of why you're stuck in your head with this is because you haven't opened up communication about it. You're sitting there with it in your head. Five of Swords, this is wild. You need to get out your head. That's why the Hermit card is indicated here in the background. What's indicated is a need to do shadow work. Because you're stuck in your head with it. You got to turn this over to the divine, and then at some point you're going to have to pull on your big girl paintings, pull out your big boy drawers, and go have this conversation. Maybe you need to write it down, right? Maybe you need to because sometimes that's helpful. Sometimes if we are not prepared to, I know somebody who's not great at face-to-face, but they can write their feelings down pristinely in a letter. Girl, it'd be 3-page letters, but it's there. It's there. And if you were to go to a therapist, they would tell you, well, write it down, right? And then once you feel comfortable, give it to the person. That's what I would recommend. If this is you, this is your energy I'm picking up on, don't keep sitting there lying to yourself about not being able to have what you want. Do not do that to yourself. You will regret this love that's here. You will regret this for the rest of your life. I'm just here to tell you, don't do it. Write a letter, send a smoke signal. I don't give a fuck. Send an email, okay? Text it in emojis, whatever you got to do, but don't sell out on yourself like this. It's not okay. Knight of Wands. You lied to yourself. You're lying to yourself to justify not coming forward and telling the truth to this person. You're making up stories about this person and what they're doing when you're not together. Child, that's crazy. Don't do this. Do not do this. You are actively sitting in your mind trying to make this new person like your old person so you can justify pushing them away. Don't do that to yourself. That's going to put, let me tell you something, buddy. You're going to give yourself a mental illness if you do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. What else? I don't get out of her. The Lovers. What am I saying? Don't do this. I don't know who this is for, but do not do this. You need to come clean. The Lover is sitting on top of the Ace of Cups. Okay, now. The Emperor and the Four of Swords. Oh my God. Oh my God. Child, you have been looking for this person. You've been looking for this love. You found it. And you gonna talk yourself out of it. You better not. You better not. The Magician. You manifested this. The Moon. With the Justice card. What? What? That's why it's a blessing. Because I keep feeling like this is a it keeps feeling like this is a blessing. Like it keeps magic prayer. So I'm trying to say, it keeps feeling like this is something you prayed for, but now you about to turn your back on it, or you're like, I don't know, because let me calm down. This is your life. It's your choices. It's your, I'm just reading these cards for you. You manifested this. You manifested the person. You manifested all of it. Do not do not lose your blessing because of some type of mental entrapment that you put yourself in. I don't know how else to say this. I don't know another way of putting it. And it's not even coming through like you need to heal something in your heart. It's a straight up illusion. We got the moon. Let me find the tower, because I want to know what this illusion is about. Because the tower is out here, so something's about to change. And the moon came out back to back with justice. So whatever has been hidden is about to be is about to be exposed. Okay, so where's this tower at? Let's get this and then get out of here. Who is lying to themselves? King of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. King of Pentacles is someone who has status. Fools at the bottom of the deck. So there's a new beginning that's possible. But the King of Pentacles can also be stubborn. But there's something about this. It's like part of what's here that you can't see. Oh, Lord. Part of what you can't see is when you speak up about this relationship, about this love you feel, not only does it bring justice to you in the world of relationships, but it brings justice to you financially as well. Okay, that's something that you can't see. That's one of the things you can't see, but that's a part of the blessing in disguise that the Most High has set up for you. But I'm telling you, you coming through real stubborn. You coming through real stubborn over here. Like, no, it has to go. It's almost like you have it in your mind how this is supposed to look, and because it doesn't look that way, you're going to walk away from it. Child. Lord, may I never. The Wheel of Fortune. Holy shit. Woo. You about to walk away from a life-changing opportunity because it doesn't look the way you thought it was. Ooh, my goodness. Look, I'm over here like, I'll take it, God. I'll take it. Give it to me. Knight of Cups. I'm trying to tell you. I don't know. I get it. It's like you didn't want your money to be attached to your love or vice versa, but they the same thing for you. For you, boo, it's the same thing. You're loving your money like this. I see what's going on here. Shit. That's the problem. That's the conflict around the job. Shit. Because whatever the other person does for a living, something about it, you're supposed to be doing it too. Damn. Ooh, that's why you're resisting so hard. Shit. Damn. And see, with the king, okay, with the King of Pentacles out here and the King of Wands, whatever you're doing right now, it's good, but it's still not giving you what you want. That's why the Justice is out here behind the moon. You don't have what you want yet. But if you were to speak up to this person, pour your heart out, all these love songs I'm hearing in my head, like you do all of that, you would, and it's not, I don't think it's overnight, but you would move over to that way of living. However this person is making a living, it's there. But it's almost like that's how you're supposed to be making a living anyway. We talked about righteousness and being in right alignment with your path. This right here, this is giving me that this relationship that you are like resisting is your access to being in right alignment with your path. Damn, the Wheel of Fortune is out here. I mean, damn. Good Lord. This is wild. I thought the reading yesterday was wild. This some shit right here. Balancing, acting, coming in life. I'm telling you. With the eye of the needle. Damn. Yeah. Wherever, babes, whatever you're doing is played out. You are going through the motions at this point. You wake up, as a sun though, every day is exactly the same. But that's what it is. Like, you wake up, you doing things the same way. My battery low, so I'm about to end this, but I need to get to the tower. You doing things the same way, day in, day out. It's the same. It's not your path. It's not your path. It's one that you chose, I guess, out of necessity, but it's not your path. You have an opportunity to say yes to a love that will align you with your path. And your path comes with money. It comes with money. So you on the wrong path trying to figure out how to get to the money. And the universe, the divine done served you up. Boom, right there. And you're like, well, it doesn't really look the way I thought it was going to look. So I don't know if I want it. With the death card, motherfucker. You better get it together. Sit on top of the magician. You better get it together. I'm laughing with you, not at you, I swear. You better get it together. You better quit playing around. You better quit playing around, because I'm going to tell you right now, we're in judgment season. Let me tell you, you either choose this love or quit asking God for money. And that's just period. Don't do both. Don't do both. Don't refuse the miracle in front of you and then be like, where my money at? Bitch, you just said it. You just sent it packing. Queen of Wands. What? What did I say about the Hermit coming out here? What did I say? What did I say? You need to do some soul searching. You need to do some shadow work. Okay? Because you holding back is only holding you back from what you want. And that's on God. That's on God out here. There's a whole match out here, a King of Wands and a Queen of Wands. That's on God. And you can sit around and say that you're looking for this, you're looking for that, and you don't know. But in 2 more seconds, you're going to be talking shit. It's going to be a whole bunch of smoke coming out your mouth. Because the universe has already set you up, lined you up with your path. You just being too stubborn to fucking jump. Listen. Don't do it. You are actually contemplating walking away from your blessing, from your money, and from your highest timeline. And it's got you wrecked. You in your head about it. I'm just trying to tell you. Let me get final messages and get out of here. This was too many towers. I did not see all this coming. I thought I was just going to spill the tea on what's her nuts. But shit. Temperance. Balance it out. You have the opportunity. All you got to do. You're saying yes to love and money. Don't make it harder than that. Don't make it harder than that. If somebody comes up to you and says, here's a Queen of Wands with a pile of cash. The Queen of Wands is like the sexiest queen in the deck. Okay, here's a sexy woman and a pile of cash. What are you saying no to? I'm sorry, if you're a woman, it's a sexy ass man and a pile of cash. What are you saying no to? You just don't trust yourself. Oh, you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. So your discernment isn't there. I said it. I'll say it again. That's my job out here. 4 of Wands. But what's possible is actually long-term, stable. Give me the Tower. I gotta go. This is y'all know I only have so much patience for people who are just gonna say no to what's good. If you don't want what's good, I will take it. Okay, I promise. I'll be the cleanup woman out here. You don't want that blessing? I'll have it. I'll have it over here. I collect blessings over. Yep. Thank you. 5 of Wands. Fighting, it's almost like you feel like you're fighting the establishment, but you'd be investing in yourself. 7 of Pentacles, investing in peace with Temperance next to this 9 of Swords. Investing in your health. Lord Jesus. Devil reversed. You would literally be investing in your health. You would literally be investing in your health if you did this. Literally investing in your health. It's wild. I'm telling you, I thought yesterday was wild. This is way wilder than yesterday. 4 of Pentacles. It's like you're trying to figure out how to keep what you have. This is how you keep what you have. And I feel like the universe has been showing you. I feel like the universe has been showing you, like, if you don't choose this path in front of you, you're going to lose things little by little by little. But if you choose the path that we're putting in front of you, you're going to begin to gain things. God, this seems so obvious, but I'm just looking at the cards. You know, I understand. I be in situations in my own life where I'm like, I can't see the forest for the trees. And maybe that's what this is like for you. Okay. But please, maybe that's why you're watching the video. Please know there is a path in front of you that is wide open and clear. You do have to use intentionality on this path, but it is still wide open and clear. From what I'm looking at, there isn't another path open for you at this time, so it shouldn't be hard to determine what the hell I'm talking about. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, this is not your reading. It's really that simple. That's how clear this reading is out here, okay? Where you're at is a dry desert. You prayed a prayer, you got the answer, and now you're just sitting there on your thumbs trying to figure out what to do. This is what to do. It's a 2 of Cups that leads to filthy fucking abundance, okay? Like, you're gonna be filthy fucking rich if you say yes to this relationship. That's what the cards say. That's what the cards say. I'm just reading the card. Let me get the tower. I gotta go. This is wild. I don't know. I hope you get what you need out of this. I hope that this helps you. I hope. 3 of Wands. Damn. A 2 of Cups. That's a 3 of Wands. Oof. Oof. That's like the definition of power couple. With the 3 of Pentacles too. Holy shit. Look, if you don't want it, I do. How's that? I'll take this. I'll take a 2 of Cups. That's a 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's what's up. And 10 of Wands. Okay, so you worry. There's something you feel like it's a burden. It's a lot of responsibility. It's not a burden. That's a context shift that you get to take on for yourself. Ace of Wands. Right after the 10. That's literally like having your life change overnight. To go from the 10 of Wands to the Ace of Wands just like that, that's your life changing overnight. That's things that seem like heavy. You didn't know what to do. All of a sudden, everything gets clear. I'm telling you, the universe has already shown you, if you walk away from this path, shit is going to break down. You're going to start losing shit a little bit at a time until you have nothing. And you stuck where you are. But if you say yes to this, it's like, boom, bright, shiny, new. Let's go. Wow. It's almost like you're not getting too much of it. You have a choice. You can say no. But the universe is making it hard for you to say no to this. But you still stubborn. You still ain't said yes yet. Damn. And there's the Tower. Damn. All right. Well, that's the reading. I'm gonna leave it here because, quite frankly, I'm done with it. This is crazy. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Turn on your post notifications so the next time I drop a read, it will show up in your feed. If this reading resonated with you, drop me a black heart emoji in the comments. Let me know. Gang, gang, gang. All right. Times of construct. We made that shit up. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. All right. And between now and the next time I do a reading for you, or I decide to spill the tea and expose somebody, trust your path, your process, and your purpose. Peace.